Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of The Week Ahead, the show where I look at everything that's coming out in the upcoming week, a week which on Steam alone had 234 games come up in my upcoming releases list. And that's not even counting, Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, all that palaver. I managed to shorten it down to 39 games for you. I've tried to keep my biases out of it, games that I personally wouldn't be interested in, but for those who are into truck simulators, RTSs. What's the most bizarre thing I saw this week? Oh yeah, a Google Stadia exclusive Battle Royale game. Yeah, that's one for the history books. Anyway, without further ado, let's have the week ahead. Okay, going a bit retro, we have a JRPG mixed with a roguelite. And yes, that sounds as odd a combination to me as it does to you. Like avocado and custard. Will this work? Remains to be seen. As you continue to do more runs, the story will progress, and the game features a customizable spell system where you unlock cards as you play, and you can choose different cards to use, which affect your magic in different ways. There is a demo available to play now before the game releases into early access, with a release date currently set to November 2020. A point-and-click adventure game up next that bizarrely has both the tags casual and difficult on Steam. No idea what that would look like. Your character follows in the tracks left by his grandfather through his amazing adventures, solving puzzles and tasks with which a competence analysis mechanism is weaved into, which studies you the player as the game goes on, and at the end you'll receive a description of your professional predispositions. Let me see here. Yes. Based on the concept of Frederick Kruder and related to the standard classification of occupations. The demo is available now and the game releases Monday the 16th of November. Take control of a major space agency, leading it from the dawn of the space age to landing man on Mars. Here you'll create your own base with launch pads, research labs, astronaut training facilities and more in Mars Horizon. You'll construct your own custom vehicles, explore the solar system. You can either choose from 5 unique space agencies, each with different traits, or create your own. And the game doesn't stop with simply researching, building and launching your rockets. Once you're in space, you will experience turn-based missions and strategic challenges in order to maximise your benefits or avoid losing your craft. The demo is available now on Steam, and the game releases on Tuesday the 17th of November for PC, PS4, Xbox One and Switch. Now, I don't normally give FMV games much attention, but I laughed just enough watching this trailer to think it might be worth trying alongside my girlfriend. An interactive rom-com that was entirely conceived, filmed and developed during lockdown. You play as Vinny, a millennial from London who joins a dating app for the first time and has to navigate 5 different female matches. Also, his best friend is there to give him plenty of help and advice along the way.
Whoa, chill, bro.
If you like romantic comedy films, give this a try. It's coming out Tuesday, the 17th of November for Switch, PS4, Xbox One, Windows and Mac. Fans of Blizzard's card game Hearthstone will be happy to know the latest expansion is coming, and fans of the lore and the old gods will be happy to know the gruesome foursome will be back with new legendary versions. Also, there is a new keyword, corrupt. These are cards that get upgraded in your hand by playing cards that cost more. This expansion will total 135 new cards, as well as a 35 card mini set that will be released before the next expansion, although there is no confirmed date on that yet. The Book of Heroes storyline will also continue for PvE content, and this will be releasing Tuesday the 17th of November. Pac-Man Mega Tunnel Battle is a new 64-player Battle Royale adaptation to the retro classic with 2 distinct modes of play. New power-ups, various cosmetic options to personalise your Pac person. Also apparently spectators can vote on power-ups to give players, possibly turning the match around. If this is looking great to you and maybe something you're interested in, well, this great game will release on Tuesday 17th of November, only on Google Stadia. Firefighting simulator, The Squad, is the latest in a growing world of simulators these days, and although some don't seem worth mentioning, This one does look very fun and a good simulation. You and up to 3 friends in online co-op take part fighting fires in a major US city, covering everything from driving to the scene to fighting the actual fire itself. The game promises 30 different deployment locations across a 15,000 square acre city, with each having several different ways to beat the fires, both day and night. There are different roles within the team you're free to choose from in co-op, or in single player, you assign tasks to your various AI colleagues to deal with. The fire itself has also received a lot of attention, with an advanced simulation that includes water, smoke, heat, backdrafts, flashovers, grease fires, and other causes of fire such as chemical, electronic, and explosions. Finally, there is also a physics system in order to ensure realistic representations of the destruction caused by dynamically spreading fire. This is releasing on Tuesday the 17th of November on Windows, and there is a free demo available now to play. An RTS of absolute nuclear destruction. Here you'll research new technologies, build up nuclear stockpiles, and then use a mix of ships, planes and missiles to destroy your enemies while protecting your cities. Online multiplayer exists for up to 8 players, and full modding support out of the box could give this game some longevity. This will release on Windows on Tuesday the 17th of November. The third and final chapter in the Ghost Ship trilogy. Set a year before Ghost Ship and Ghost Ship Aftermath, this is a secret Black Ops mission to investigate and salvage a lost CDF colonization ship. There's a story mode with random loot and enemies to make multiple runs feel different, a wave-based onslaught mode, and a 16-player team deathmatch multiplayer mode. You can swap between first and third person views at any time to suit your preferences. The main story mode will have you trying to keep your teammates alive so that they in turn can help you, and also uncover more of the story. And you'll be using light to your advantage through weapons, flares, or activating the reactor itself. This game will release on Tuesday the 17th of November, and the developers say there will be 3 additional content added down the line for both the single player and the multiplayer modes. Coming into early access we have Reroad, a tower defense game with a unique twist. You build the route that you want the enemies to follow while considering various things such as the layout of the map or randomly placed towers. The game plans to stay in early access until 2012 Q3, where they will continuously add new content. The demo is available now if you want it, and the release is scheduled for Wednesday the 18th of November on Windows. Alright, our first VR game of the week, The Lost Shrine Escape Room, is exactly what the name says, an escape room VR game that's set in a lost shrine. Your goal is to travel through various levels and escape while solving various puzzles. Now, headset support is patchy. It officially supports the Valve Index, Oculus Rift and Windows Mixed Reality. However, the game will run on the Vive, but there are hotkeys that overlap, and it will work on the Oculus Quest 2, only if you use the Oculus Link. If that's all fine with you, then the game will release on Wednesday the 18th of November. A new grand strategy game is now here, or at least in early access, in Real Politics 2. Here you can play as one of 208 contemporary nations, including Sealand, and if you don't know where Sealand is, it happens to be off the coast of the UK, and I'm British and I didn't know what it is. Here you'll manage your nation and influence the world as you manage your economy, command armies, conduct diplomatic and espionage actions, and tackle global threats such as terrorism, pandemics, famine and more. You can develop your nation however you like, create a communist utopia, a completely free market nation, or become a tyrant controlling everything your citizens do. Speaking of controlling everything, you'll also command your armies in battle. There will be over 1,000 events that can take place, from minor provincial issues to a world-threatening meteor strike. No 2 playthroughs will be exactly the same. Most of the content is already available for early access, with just one of the 3 campaigns unavailable, but most of the attention will be devoted to player feedback and bug fixing until its release in Q1 of 2021. Real Politics 2 releases on Wednesday the 18th of November. Now some DLC for Interstellar Space Genesis. Interstellar Space Genesis Natural Law. This DLC includes 2 new races for the popular space turn-based 4X game released last year. First we have the Palacian Assembly. Their home is a symbiotic utopia of intelligent flora and fauna. All within society have a voice and a vote. It is only right that this perfection is replicated across the galaxy. Though they hold no ill will to anyone, those who prevent their endless expansion will be eliminated. Then moving on are the Serix Sentinels. They have judged the other empires of the galaxy of being guilty of countless offences. Crime must have a price, and it's time to ensure it's paid. They may look puny, but you will definitely be seeing eye to eye with them as they approach in their advanced battle mechs. The expansion will also offer 9 additional rulers, 4 more tracks and 4 leaders, releasing on Wednesday the 18th of November on Windows. Ever feel like the poker games were just a bit behind the times, just, showing cards, maybe a bit at the table and nothing else? Well, wait no more, because we now have Poker Club, a poker game with Ultra HD 4K and full RTX support, because you know you need that ray tracing when you play poker. This promises to be the prettiest poker game you ever did see. Actually, focusing on the gameplay now, the game features online and offline play with 10 different tournament modes, including freeze-outs, shootouts, super turbos, bounties, and more. You can become a PCC Poker Tour Pro as you move up the ladder from backroom games to big money main events. Releasing Thursday the 19th of November on the PC, PS4 and 5, Xbox One, Series X and S, and Switch. Here we have Super Buckyball Tournament Preseason, a free-to-play multiplayer sports game with 3v3 matches. There are items you can use to try and give you an advantage, and each character is paired with a skill set, with unique abilities, and an ultimate to be used for attack or defense. To encourage team play, the game has an assisted passing system, allowing you to pass the ball directly to a teammate with a simple press of the button, meaning you're not completely at the mercy of the normal physics-based system you see in games like these. Now, there is a big disclaimer to this game. It is essentially an early access title. The devs state that they will be updating the game and developing it, and that your stats might get reset. This will continue until the main game, Super Buckyball Tournament, releases. Kind of a bummer on one hand, on the other, it's the early access model we've all used to, but the game's free until release, so what's not to like? This game will release on Thursday the 19th of November on Windows. More DLC from Paradox, because we all know that Paradox love DLC in their video games. Steel Division 2 Nemesis 2 Lvov Offensive will give you access to 2 new divisions to play with the German 20 Panzer Grenadier Division and the Soviet 10 YGV tank Corpus. Alongside some new units such as the German Elephant Heavy Tank Destroyer. I just want people to know that I apologise very much for the absolute butchery to the Russian or German language you are about to hear. The unique BEF Tiger P and the BEF Panzer V-4 command tanks. The Muniwagen Panzer III Artillery, Transport Flak Panzer T-34R and Flak Panzer Panther, and then finally the captured T-5 Pantera. There's also a new ace German Colonel Helmut Bruck, commander of the 1st Schlachtengeschwader 77 with his due 87D5. I hope that all made sense to you, because it made no sense to me. All this will release on Thursday the 19th of November on Windows. The latest of the Bridge Constructor series, we now have Bridge Constructor The Walking Dead. Combining the usual puzzle aspects of the Bridge Constructor series with the zombie killing fun of The Walking Dead. By the way, people out there, if you haven't watched The Walking Dead, go watch it now. Actually, no, wait. Finish this video, then go watch it. Okay? I'm watching you. Just watch the rest of this video. There's probably, 10 minutes left? 15 minutes left at this point? Finish it. Then go watch The Walking Dead if you haven't already. Okay? Good. Back to the game. You'll be luring walkers into lethal traps as you guide your band of survivors to safety. This game will release on Thursday the 19th of November on every platform under the sun, including your phone. A basketball management game from the team that puts out more American sports sim games a year than there are actual sports, I swear. Despite that, or maybe because of it, the games all seem to run into constant bugs and issues. If you like the idea of a basketball sim, then this is here, but I would recommend waiting till some people review it. The most recent game was the first to get a positive rating on Steam, so they are on an upwards trajectory at least. This will release on Thursday 19th of November on Windows. Fans of vehicle building combat games, I give you Diesel Punk Wars. Here you have access to over 300 unique elements to build the car, tank, blimp, plane, ship, whatever, of your destructive dreams. Then take these creations through a campaign, an arena mode or sandbox just to mess around. Through the campaign you'll travel through unique biomes, experience a level progression system with the ability to unlock new skills and powers, or unlock more parts as you complete missions. There is a free prologue available now, and the full game will release Thursday the 19th of November on Windows. Coming to you in 2020, a game that looks like it was made in 1920, we have The Scylla Prophecy, a side-scrolling action RPG set in a medieval world. Players Mirenia, who journeys through the lands and towns, explores ancient dungeons, and battles hordes of the undead. The devs promise a game that will challenge you at every turn, with its hard but fair difficulty, powerful bosses, and exploration-based puzzles. You can upgrade Mirenia with a level and magic system, and will explore over a dozen different locations, all with challenging and complex boss battles. Scylla Prophecy releases on Thursday the 20th of November on Windows and Linux. Releasing onto the Switch on Friday the 20th of November is Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. Set 100 years before the events of Breath of the Wild, you will lead your forces onto the battlefield and battle against the might of Calamity Ganon. You can play as Link, Zelda and the other champions of Hyrule, using weapons and magical runes to vanquish armies of enemies, alongside powerful monsters. This game also offers co-op, where a friend can assist you in defending Hyrule if you so choose, or you can split up, take opposite sides of the battlefield and just see who can do it better. Ever feel that your typical hack and slash game is just a bit too slow? You're not hacking and slashing as fast as you would like? Well, don't worry. The time is over. The time is now for Ravato Original Complex, a very fast hack and slash game. As you kill enemies, your attack increases, allowing you to kill more enemies quicker, which will in turn increase your attack more, which allows you to kill more enemies quicker. The game features over 100 levels to complete, with various platforming challenges to face alongside all the enemies. Revato the Original Complex will release on Friday the 20th of November for Windows and will come out next year on the Switch as well, which is a good moment to remind you, to hit the subscribe button down below, somewhere around here. I go through these games every week, and if you want to see the Switch release when it comes out, just keep watching my videos and I'll be the first one to tell you, hey, guys, this week, Revato Original Complex. It's got a Switch port. A free game now for all you gamers on a budget. Sherwood Extreme is a game of zipping, swinging, slow-mo, sniping slaughter. Try saying that 5 times fast. A free, outrageous arcade shooter where you save the kingdom as a hobby and team up with friends through online co-op. In beautiful, low-poly environments, there are weapons, outfits, and challenges to unlock between levels and hidden secrets to find in every region. This will be releasing on Steam, Holiday 2020. Now, I'm sure a lot of you played Crash 4 earlier in the year when it came out. And when I played it, one of my favourite parts was the Cortex levels, where you have the special little zappy gun, which turn things into like jelly or invisible. You transform your enemies and then use them to get across the area. Well, prepare for a whole game of just that. Transmogrify is a 2D platformer that combines action with handcrafted puzzles in a unique way. Armed only with your Transmogrify gun, you'll transform enemies into the tools and items you need to solve the puzzles. Over 75 levels are packed with fast-paced action, tons of enemies and power-ups, and your ability to travel through the environment relies on you transmogrifying enemies into blocks, springs, floating platforms, etc. to get around. There is a free demo available now to play, and the full game will release fall 2020 on Windows. Looking similar to the 911 operator game, we have 911 Emergency Manager. Here you'll take on the role of the emergency manager of your city, building police and fire stations and hospitals, managing your workers, each with different strengths and weaknesses, while you'll be kitting these people out with various equipment and responding to emergency calls. There are 232 events to react to, 100 standard events that can always pop, assuming you're playing in a city that has the prerequisites, such as obviously someone at the beach drowning, you need a beach in your city, industrial areas are needed for industrial-based events, but also 132 crime organisation events, from 5 unique crime organisations, with specific challenging events to arrest crime lords and their henchmen, and more generic events that can happen if the crime organisation is currently active. The game promises the ability to play in any city in the world, with over 27,500 locations available. Releasing on Steam this Friday on the 20th of November. Next up is Kilter, a single-player auto-battler strategy RPG. You play as the guild master of a newly established guild, who accepts quests from all walks of life. When you receive a quest, you need to assemble a party and send them out to earn glory, recognition and rewards for your guild. As you progress, you'll recruit different heroes, equip them with items and weapons to prepare them for each fight ahead, arrange their formation before the fight and then let them go. Every hero has a background that they might share with you, and they can argue with each other, in which case it's up to you, the Grand Master, to intervene, which can lead to outcomes which will affect the next battle, either positively or negatively. Kilter is releasing into early access for 4 to 6 months, with 2 fully playable chapters, 11 unique heroes, 16 enemies, 2 boss encounters, 50 plus items, and a scoring system to allow you to compete with yourself. By release, they want to add 1 to 2 more story chapters, more enemies, heroes, items, quests, etc., Steam achievements, accessibility features for the blind or visually impaired, unlockable challenges, and more game modes to encourage repeat playthroughs. Releasing this Friday, the 20th of November. More early access now with Ronin 2 Souls, 1 Body. Here you'll witness the journey of Kenji, who lives on a small island in a deserted corner of Japan. Kenji has a dream of training to become a samurai, and you will follow him in this dream. However, by the end of the first chapter, everything will change as trouble comes to you, which you can't escape. The first chapter will contain the basic RPG gameplay and combat mechanics, as well as the introduction to the story. Afterwards, they hope to add 4 more chapters over the period of early access, each moving forward the story, but also improving the graphical quality, the language options, and adding new gameplay mechanics. Their current Chapter 2 roadmap, which I hope release in about 3 to 4 months, will add combos to the combat as well as stealth mechanics and an English dub. The demo is available now to download and play, and the game is slated to release in 2020. Go all the way from an ordinary settlement whose citizens can hardly make ends meet, to a huge and rich kingdom in Make Your Kingdom. A city builder / colony sim, all settlers are unique in their own way, and it's up to you to satisfy their needs. Happy settlers will work hard and help you expand your settlement. Unhappy ones will side with the orcs and try to destroy everything you've built. A variety of resources to build and upgrade structures, a dynamic day-night cycle and changing seasons. Natural disasters will test the strength of you and your people, and there is a free prologue available now to download. The game releases Q4 2020. Alright, next on to Port Watch. We have a lot of games this week, 11 in total, coming on new platforms. First up, Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate, a port for the latest consoles featuring the base game, Combat Pack 1 and 2 and Aftermath. Also apparently the complete character roster including new additions, Rain, Melina and Rambo. This will be releasing on Tuesday the 17th of November on the PC, the PS4, the PS5, the Xbox One, the Xbox Series X and S, the Switch and Google Stadia. Then we've got Sniper Elite 4, another quick port over to the Switch on Tuesday the 17th of November. This is just the Switch getting more titles, which can only ever be a good thing. As far as I'm aware, there aren't any truck simulator games on the Switch, so if you really need your trucking itch scratched on the move, here is Truck Simulator. Originally on the PS4 and Xbox, it's getting its Switch port on Tuesday the 17th of November. And for those PC gamers who absolutely refuse to have anything to do with the Epic Games Store, rejoice, for the micro journey of Bee Simulator in a realistic representation of a place inspired by Central Park, so a park, is coming to Steam this week on Tuesday the 17th of November. Star Renegades is a dimension-spanning roguelike strategy RPG currently sitting happy at 85% positive on Steam after 810 reviews since its release in September. Now it's coming to Nintendo Switch and Xbox One on Thursday the 19th of November. Followed by more Switch porting goodness also on Thursday the 19th, we have Monster Truck Championship, the monster truck racing game with 16 different customizable trucks, 25 arenas to race. From the game that taught us how to raise the big bucks on Kickstarter, Shenmue 3. Step 1. Simply don't make a sequel for 15 years. Step 2. Announce it on a PlayStation E3 press conference immediately after getting the entire audience hyped for Final Fantasy VII Remaster. Step 3. Launch said Kickstarter immediately. Step 4. Instant money. Now, you don't need to click those links that you see on the adverts all over the place telling you about how people in your area are making money near you and how you're missing out on millions. Just do what I tell you. And what I tell you is to go down below, hit the like and subscribe button. Anyway, for those who stayed away because of the controversial Epic Store exclusivity agreement, Shenmue 3 will now be available on Steam from Thursday the 19th of November. I covered this game, Sakuna of Rice and Ruin, last week for its Steam release, and you can check out the VODs on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Ansel_Sig for more. But essentially, the game's fun, if maybe leaning a bit too heavily into the farming sim elements. I'd maybe like it to be like a 75-25% split between action and farming, more than the 50-50 it feels like now. It's coming to PS4 and Switch this week on Friday the 20th of November. A different kind of port here from phones to PC, I give you Bring You Home, a puzzle adventure game that has a current 4.2 out of 5 rating on iOS. A family-friendly puzzle game where instead of controlling the hero, you control the level itself, moving different parts around until your little alien manages to make it across. Releasing on Steam soon. Now, this PS2 era title, Katamari Damacy Reroll, got a new release on Steam a couple years ago. Now it's getting the same treatment on the Xbox One and PS4. For those that remember the game and want to play it again, in full HD with updated graphics and recreated cutscenes, here you go. Releasing this Friday, 20th of November. And finally, the last game of the week, a port from phones to PC again. Ignatius is an atmospheric puzzle platformer game that takes inspiration from old silent movies. You play as a boy who's a bit bored of his monotonous life, until one day he meets a theatre director named Vigo, who moves him to oniric film reality. Your goal is to find your way in this strange world and escape from it. On your way, you'll find various obstacles, logical puzzles, and specific opponents. Releasing Friday the 20th of November on Windows. And there you have it. If anyone thought that things were going to calm down after the consoles released, not so much. We had games, DLC, ports, lots of ports, especially for the Switch, some iPhone games coming over onto PC, with some lovely avocado and custard. It was brilliant. No, not really. Speaking of the consoles releasing, I'm going to have an unboxing on the YouTube channel sometime this week, assuming that Amazon does deliver my PS4. Unfortunately, no Xbox unboxing because I am poor. And, you know, Xbox, Microsoft, if you're out there, you know, I understand that this YouTube channel has pretty much no viewers. And I understand that my Twitch stream has pretty much no viewers. But think of this as a chance to invest in a small up-and-coming streamer. Just, you know, send me that Xbox, please. As for the games that I'm going to be playing this week, I'm thinking that I'm going to play 5 Dates. That should be Tuesday on Twitch with my girlfriend. We're going to see who is better at online dating, me or her. Then we're going to have Poker Club, Ghost Ship Chronicles, and Mars One, as I try to help the UK Space Agency land a man on Mars. Okay, that being said, as always, I can hear the drum roll coming in, and that means there's only one thing. Time for the outro!